Here is the complete narration script. How the 2026 World Cup actually works. 48 countries, 3 host nations, 1 trophy, and a tournament format so new that even lifelong football fans are confused about how it works. If you've been nodding along pretending you understand it, this video is for you, because the 2026 World Cup doesn't just look different, it is different. And by the end of this, you'll be able to explain the whole thing to anyone. Let's start from the top. Every 4 years, the world stops, offices empty out, productivity collapses, families gather around screens at 3 a.m. pretending it's a normal Tuesday. That's the World Cup. And for most of its history, it worked the same basic way. 32 teams, 8 groups, a bracket, a winner. Clean, simple, almost elegant. FIFA looked at that and said, not enough. So for 2026, they've expanded the tournament to 48 teams. That's 16 more nations than before. More countries get to play, more fans get to care, and yes, more matches for FIFA to sell. In theory, this is great for football. In practice, it makes the structure genuinely complicated. So let's break it down piece by piece. Here's where it gets interesting. With 48 teams, you can't just do 8 groups of 6 or 16 groups of 3. Trust me, FIFA tried to figure this out for years. They eventually landed on 12 groups of 4 teams each. And that number, 12, is the key to understanding everything else. Each group has 4 teams. They all play each other once. 3 matches per team. Win, you get 3 points. Draw, you get 1. Lose, you get nothing. Standard stuff. At the end of the group stage, the top 2 teams from every group advance automatically. That's 24 teams right there. 12 groups, top 2 each. But here's the twist. 4 teams per group means 1 team finishes third. Across 12 groups, that's 12 third-place teams. And FIFA decided the best 8 of those 12 third-place finishers also go through. So you can finish third and still be alive. You just need to be a good third place, better than the other third-place teams across all the other groups. That means 32 teams total advance. The top 2 from each group, plus 8 lucky third-placers. And those 32 teams enter what's called the Round of 32, which is, yes, a brand new stage that has never existed in a World Cup before. This sounds simple. It isn't. The tricky part is those 8 best third-place teams, because it's not just whoever has the most points. If teams are tied on points, FIFA looks at things like goal difference, goals scored, and if it's still tied, disciplinary record. Yellow cards and red cards can actually determine your World Cup fate, so a player getting booked in the final group game for time wasting? That could genuinely matter. The pressure is everywhere. Now, once you're in the round of 32, it's a different sport entirely. Knockout football is a completely different animal. Group stage football has chess moves in it. Teams manage results. They protect leads. They calculate what draw they need. Knockout football has no room for any of that. You lose, you go home. Doesn't matter how good your tournament has been up to that point, one bad day and it's over. The round of 32 is followed by the round of 16, then the quarterfinals, then the semifinals, then the final. And then there's a third-place playoff for the 2 teams who lost in the semis, which every losing semifinalist says they want to win and then plays like they'd rather be on holiday. If a knockout match ends level after 90 minutes, you go to extra time. 30 more minutes split into 2 halves. Still level, penalties, 5 rounds each. If it's still tied after that, sudden death. 1 kick at a time until someone blinks. The drama is almost unfair. Now, where is all of this happening? 3 countries, the United States, Canada, and Mexico. This is the first World Cup ever co-hosted by 3 nations, and they span an absolutely enormous amount of geography, 16 cities, venues from Vancouver in the north to Guadalajara in the south. The tournament is basically playing out across a continent. The U.S. has the most venues, 11 cities including New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Dallas, and Boston. Canada hosts in Toronto and Vancouver. Mexico hosts in Mexico City, Guadalajara, and Monterrey. Each host nation gets to play all of its group stage games on home soil, which for the U.S. especially means essentially a home tournament experience. something that hasn't happened in American football since 1994. And then there's the final, July 19th, MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, right outside New York City. And for the first time in World Cup history, the final will include a halftime show. Think Super Bowl, except with the actual planet watching.